Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to 99, Chapter 2. So yeah, I got back from the gym actually about 2 to 3 hours ago. I was eating some food. I got some leftover burger. Like I bought like a couple of burgers yesterday, so I just put them in the fridge and just microwaved them. But yeah, the reason why I haven't been recording after I ate my food is because I was playing this like hentai game for a good couple of hours. I don't think it's a new hentai game. I think I remember playing the demo of this about a year ago, but I do think it just came out. It's called like Inari. The art style is very similar to AI art style, but I don't think it actually is, because no one seems to be saying that it's AI. But it really does look similar to AI, in my opinion anyway. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting Nuki game. It's similar to that Winter Memories and Summer Memories game that I told you guys about a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago, but at this point maybe it's like half a year. But okay, enough talking about my my activities, my not really what is it? My not really good activities for today. Not praiseworthy, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for. And let's do the last episode recap, shall we? So in the last episode, we got confronted by Ghost after there was of course lots of things before the confrontation. Yoichi told us that Renya was commander. Yoichi told Renya that he wants to meet up because, you know, he wants to get close to those two girls, which is Ghost and also Kosaka senpai. And yeah, Renya doesn't seem like he doesn't seem that harmful of a person, right? He's not necessarily harmless. He will use his powers if he needs to, but I do think his description, like Ghost's description of him is probably correct, in that he's more bark than bite. There we go. That was the term that I'm looking for. But yeah, we got confronted by Ghost because I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Kakeru. For some reason he just wants to go to the park. And lo and behold, he definitely... I feel like that was a provocation, to be completely honest. Like, he was thinking about scenes that might have connected us to Ghost. Like, we were discussing about whether or not Ghost might be someone that's close to us, right? Because we couldn't really see her face all that much. And I have an assumption or a hypothesis that she might be using an artifact that will make her camouflage herself, so she might be using someone else's face, but who knows. And yeah, during the confrontation, of course, Kakeru almost got turned into a stone, almost got fully petrified. She was bullshitting. I don't know why she needed to bullshit. Like when we first met up with her, was she buying time? Was that one of the conditions for the evil eye thing to trigger? Or was it something else? I don't know. I feel like that was unneeded for her to do. Maybe she just likes doing this to her prey. I don't know. But yeah, Kakeru almost got petrified. Sophie came to help, but she wasn't really much help. And then Sora came to help and made her disappear with her whole stigma on her body. Like, I still don't know what that is. I hope the game doesn't chalk that up as, you know, magic. The power of willpower and magic. And actually explain it. There must be a reason why she got that power, right? I mean, it's true that her stigma was growing, but I don't know. Let's hope there's a more rational explanation for it. But yeah, this is exactly after Sora saved us, and Ghost, for some reason, disappeared. I don't think she's fully disappeared. I think she just teleported, but we'll see. I really don't know how the heck Sora's power works.
大変だったろ。
全然。嘘。めっちゃ疲れた。
You could have called Kujo senpai, you know, Kujo, and had her help us out too. It took 3 times as long to get home as it normally would.
って話すよ。大丈夫？
ああ、大丈夫。
Sora makes sure I'm leaning against the wall before letting go of me. She takes her shoes off, then squats down in front of me.
靴脱がしてあげようかと思ったけど、靴とズボンだけ石になって中は無事だったりはしない？
いや、感覚が完全にない。服ごと石化してるな。
How does that work? His clothes also got petrified, huh? So I guess it works with clothing that you're wearing. Because that was also the same case with the high school girl.
どうしよう。脱げないじゃん、靴。
治るまでこのまま過ごすしかないな。よっと。
大丈夫？
こっちの足に体重かけるのは怖いが。
I shift my weight over to my petrified right leg, lift my left leg up, and take off the one shoe that I can. How long is it gonna take for me to heal? Just getting into my house is a chore.
おい、捕まって。
ありがとう。
With Sora's help, I make it to the bed and sit down. Shit, my leg won't bend properly, so my posture's gotten weird.
寝てた方がいいんじゃない？
悪い。そうする。
It's a struggle, but I manage to lie down. But since I can't bend my elbow at all, it's hard to get into a comfortable position. While I'm trying to figure out the best way to orient myself, Sora pulls out her phone and makes a call.
もしもし、私です。いやもうそのネタいいから。詐欺じゃないから。あなたの娘だから。お兄ちゃん風邪ひいちゃったみたいでさ、私土日こっちに泊まるから。電話変わる？あ、いいの？はいはい、わかった。じゃあね。はいはい。
They didn't even want to talk to us. I had a suspicion that our parents don't like us as much as they do Sora, but... I don't know. I don't know whether or not that's just, you know, like them trying to make it into humorous, or if it's an actual plot line in the future. We'll see. I might be thinking too deeply into this. Sora taps the end call button on her phone, puts it down on the table, and turns to face me.
ってわけで、泊まっていきます。
あ
れ、怒んないの？
このざまで帰れなんて言えないだろう。ありがとう。助かるよ。
うわ、素直。戸惑う。
でもお前、なんであそこにいたんだ？
Yeah, how were you, like, there in the first place?
なんでって、そりゃあね、心配だったから？
Yes?
帰ったふりか。
What?
だってニーニだって危ないじゃん、一人で帰るの。だから能力使ってこっそり。
And that worked on us?
全然気づいてなかった。お前ゴーストのやつに力通用しないだろう。
そうだけど使わないよりマシだろうし。ごめん。
いや、助かった。ありがとう。
どうしたの？
何が？
いつもなら怒るところなのに。
Well, I was almost dead, Sora.
自分のミス棚にあげて命の恩人を叱れないだろう。
でも私
助かったよ。ありがとう。
Why does Sora look so glum? It seems like there's some reason she doesn't want to accept my thanks. But I can't bring myself to ask her what it is. I don't understand why she doesn't want to accept our thanks too. An awkward silence settles over us. The one who finally breaks it is my other savior.
Hi, お待たせ。
And here I thought, Sophie, you were way more useful and had multiple of you actually, you know, going to all of our allies like Kujo, Noah, and also Sora at the same time. But man, you're a lot more useless than I give you credit for. Sophie appears directly above me. She vanished without a word after we left the park earlier. I was starting to think maybe she'd actually been seriously injured by ghosts and was just acting tough to reassure us. Well, in reality, she was having trouble maintaining her body in this world. But with the way she's acting, it doesn't seem that was the case.
ちょっと調べ物をしていたの。急にいなくなって悪かったわね。
ああ、いや。調べ物って？
あの子の目的。あなた、運が良かったわね。別の枝では、ついさっき3人目の犠牲者が出ているわ。しかもユーザーの。
Ah, it's either Kujo or that other guy that was supposedly, like, you know, made to be the suicide guy.
誰だ？
それは知らなくていい。あの子、あなたに言ったのよね。力をよこせって。
ああ。俺のアーティファクトが欲しかったらしい。
I'm trying to remember what happened on the previous chapter because, you know, like, I'm trying to determine the reason why ghosts actually fall back in the previous chapter. That makes me feel like it is going to be the conclusive chapter, isn't it? We're gonna have to jump back towards that timeline to confront ghosts after we got all of the information from these other branches.
なるほどね。別の枝の私はあの子とニアミスしていたようね。間抜けだわ。
You sound like she wanted my artifact, okay?
ニアミス？
別の枝でとあるユーザーを石化し破壊した後、アーティファクトを回収せずに立ち去っているの。
For securing the artifact of the user she killed. Really? The second one?
多分回収する。いえ、探す時間がなかったのでしょうね。破壊した直後に私が現れたから。
Oh no, it is the Kujo one. It is the Kujo timeline where she's dead.
破壊って最初の人はされてなかったよね。その人に恨みがあったってこと？別の枝の私もそう思ったみたいだけれど、違うわね。破壊する必要があった。それだけよ。
Why?
魔眼は今のカケルのように服でも何でも身につけているものと一緒に対象を石化する。けどアーティファクトは石にならないのよ。
Okay, so she was searching for it, but you said that she didn't have time for it.
そういうことか。人を石にしてから砕いてアーティファクトを探す。
あら、あなたにしては理解が早いわね。そういうこと。どこに隠していても石像を砕いていけばそのうち出てくる。
I see, so it's not like she specifically has a grudge for Kujo.
けど、奪ってどうするんだ？アーティファクトは自分で持ち主を決めるんだろ？
そうでもないの。
Sorry about that, Kakeru.
強引に契約する手段がある。あなたたちに教える気はないけれど。
Yeah, see, I already knew that this would be a factor. I actually thought that, you know, the artifact would just latch on to another user if the one who picked it up is a user. But I guess you have to do a specified thing to bound yourself to that artifact.
奴はその手段を知っている？
でしょうね。問題はどうやって知ったのか。それとも最初から知っていたのか。
あいつ、イーリスのことを知らなかった。
Yeah, she didn't care about the anime.
あら、じゃあそちら側の人間ね。ということは
ソフィー以外にこっち側に来ている異世界人がいる？
自力で気づいたとは思えないし、そうなるでしょうね。
I started to suspect as much earlier, and now Sophie has pretty much confirmed it. Ghost is like us, but much more knowledgeable. It appears her otherworlder friend had no qualms about telling her all the things Sophie's been keeping from us. Though it's not like knowing this gets us anywhere.
あいつどうなったんだ。
そうね。はっきりとしたことは言えないけれど。私勢いで消しちゃったけど。死んでないよね。あの人。
I mean, I personally feel like it's okay to kill those sort of people, but then again, that's also one of my more radical thoughts on the matter.
死んではいない。存在が限りなく希薄になっているってところでしょうね。
So she became an actual ghost? How does that work then? How can she influence us? If that's the case.
希薄。
空の力、思ったよりも強力だわ。どう表現すればいいかしら。そうね。存在感の操作とあなたは表現していたわね。
I still don't trust Sophie in the fact that she doesn't know how these artifacts work. How the hell does she not know? Like, from what she's been talking to us, it seems everyone in that other world is using artifacts to do a certain thing, right? So, it wouldn't be unbelievable to know that there would be a database for all the artifacts and stuff.
存在感を空に操作された結果、この世界に存在することすらできなくなったという説明がわかりやすいかしら。
この世界に存在できない。だから姿も見えなくなったのか。
それ本当に死んでないの？死んではいないわよ。空が本気であの子を消し去ろうとしていたら、あなたたちの記憶からもあの子は消えているはず。
Why would that be?
けれど消えていない。かろうじてまだこの世界に存在している。
No, her powers doesn't involve any sort of memories. What are you talking about? You're making shit up now.
それに仮に完全に消し去られたとしても、あの子なら自力でどうにかしちゃうでしょうね。
No, I don't trust what the hell Sophie's talking about here. See, even though we might be able to erase her from this timeline, it's not like her sense of being is like erased in all of the other timelines, or in fact, you know, when before she was born. What? Is her power supposed to be like erasing her from the very beginning, like she never existed? That's impossible. Right? I don't like how, like, even more crazy supernatural all these powers are becoming. Because it's impossible to determine how to use these powers now. Like, I don't know, my brain can't keep up if they're just gonna keep making the powers like bigger and bigger. The scale of the power, I mean.
つまりあいつはまた戻ってくるってことだな。
そういうこと。いつになるかはわからないけれど。
完全に消しても復活するって何なんだあいつは。
とにかく生きてはいるんだよね。よかった。
Sora smiles, relieved. That's when I finally realized the reason she looked so down before is that she was worried she'd killed someone. Man, I'm dense. It was so obvious. I don't know if I'm actually that much of an unhinged person, but even back when I was a teenager, if I saw someone actually trying to kill my brother or sister, I wouldn't have qualms about killing them myself. And you know, I'm actually I wouldn't call myself a smart guy, but I'm pretty rational and calm and collected. We're gonna be sent to juvie, but I'm still a minor, right? So, at the very least, I'm not gonna get the full sentence. Sure, society's gonna say a lot of bad words about me, but I still believe I did the right thing. That aside, there's still one thing I'm very worried about. Sora's stigma. I've got to make sure nothing bad is going to happen.
ソフィー、
何？
そこまで分かってるってことは一部始終見ていたんだよな。
そうね。あなたの心配も分かっているわ。ソラ？はい。
体調に変化は？
え、別に。
そうならしばらく様子見ね。
何が？
気づいてなかったのか？お前の全身にスティグマが浮かんでいた。
そうなの？
カケルを助けたくて力を引き出した結果でしょうね。急激なスティグマの侵食、相当な負荷がかかったはずよ。
ああ、すごく疲れてはいるけど。
侵食ってあまりいい表現じゃないな。
そう、あまりいいことじゃないのよ。本当に体調に目立った変化はないのね。ならいいわ。しばらく能力の使用は控えなさい。どうせあの子もいつかは復活する。能力を維持しようなんて考えないように。
わかりました。
よろしい。まったく心配事だらけね。本当はカケルのことも助けるかどうか迷ったのよ。
Yeah, you're such an asshole, Sophie.
マジかよ。
姿を晒すことになるし、リスクなんて背負いたくないじゃない。けれど空が飛び出そうとしたから仕方なく。どうせなら最初から空に任せちゃえばよかったわね。悪かったわね、止めて。二人とも今日はもう休みなさい。まだ聞きたいことはあるでしょうけれど、それは明日話してあげる。
ああ、いろいろありがとうソフィー。
どういたしまして。じゃあ私も戻るわ。疲れちゃった。
ニーニ、本当に治るんだよね？
治るわよ。どれくらいかかるか知らないけれど。じゃあね、また明日。
Sophie waves, then vanishes through her dimensional rift. So Ghost is going to come back. And when she does, her first order of business will be killing me. I hope my arm and leg are healed by then at least. In another timeline, 3 people have already died. But in this one, there's only been 1 victim. And I came out of this fight alive. While things aren't ideal, they're definitely progressing a lot better than they could be. At least that's what I keep telling myself.
ニーニ。さっき、
ああ、
ソフィーがさ、私が飛び出そうとしたからって
言ってたな。本当ありがとな。
Oh, sorry, Kakeru. What's she apologizing for? I struggle into a sitting position and look over at Sora. Was she actually not gonna jump in if Sophie didn't do so? Tears gather in the corners of her eyes.
本当はそうじゃなくて、あの人がお兄ちゃんに話しかけた時、すぐ助けに行きたかった。でも動けなかった。私動けなかった。お兄ちゃんが石になりかけてても動けなかった。
I mean, understandable. Like, you were scared that you might also die.
怖くてただ見てただけ。飛び出そうとなんてしてない。ごめん、私お兄ちゃんのこと助けられなかった。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Sora looks down, unable to meet my gaze, and apologizes over and over. But in the end, she did save me. I don't say that though, because there's a better way to convey those feelings than words. I gently pat Sora's head. With a little gasp, she blinks up at me and smiles. I smile back and fiercely ruffle her hair.
何すんだ、やめろ。
落ち込んでるよりそうやって騒いでる方がお前らしいぜ。
何その決め顔、手足ぶち砕くぞ。
そ それだけは本当にやめてくれ。
てか今気づいたんだけど、着替えどうすんの？脱げないよね。
ああ、そうだな。ズボンは着るしかないな。シャツはなんとか脱げそうな気がする。
ゆったりしたのある？足がそんなんだと普段ニーヤンが履いてるピッチピチでお尻のラインわかるやつ無理でしょ？
そんなの履いてねえよ。なんかあるんじゃないかな、半ズボン的な。
半ズボンって現代の若者が半ズボンって語彙力。
I don't know what the hell are knickerbockers.
服の名前なんて知らねえんだよ。ほっとけ。
どれどれ見繕ってあげようじゃないの。
So I don't get it. We actually got petrified on just our clothes and not some part of our body? Man, maybe I shouldn't be asking these questions too much, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like petrification works that way. Sora gets up and opens my closet. She starts rummaging through my clothes. Like, who cares about clothing at this point, bros?
T
シャツも着るの厳しそうだし。あるじゃん。何このチェックのシャツ。毛がダセえな。
Played? What the hell is played?
だからうるせえよ。安かったんだよ。
とりあえず着替えは大丈夫かな。あ、お風呂はどうすんの？
入りたいけど我慢するしかないな。
遠慮するな。私が丸洗いしてやろうじゃないか。
いいって。後で体拭いとく。
私が拭いてあげよう。
だからいいって。なんで世話焼きたがるんだお前は。
ニーニのことを思って海外しく世話焼いてあげようとしてるんでしょ。感謝しろ。そして感動しろ。
はいはい、ありがとうございます。
いやマジな話さ、ニーニ平然としてるけど大変なことになってるんだからちゃんと頼ってよね。そのつもりで泊まってくんだから。
分かってるよ。ありがとう。
よろしい。なんかすんごいパワー使ったから食べたばっかだけどお腹すいた。ニーニはい
や、俺は。
いいの？じゃあ私の分だけ買ってこよう。
今から？
うん。なんだ？寂しいか？
アホか。
心配ご無用。ラスボスは私が封印したじゃないですか。
そりゃそうだが。まあ、気をつけろよ。
本当にいいの？何も。
じゃあなんか甘いもの。
ほいほい、行ってきます。安静にしてなよ。
Sora grabs her phone and wallet, then leaves my room. Even though she was so dejected a moment ago, she's already back to her usual cheerful self. I can't tell if that's because she's actually gotten over what happened, or if she's just forcing herself to act cheerful so I don't get worried. Sora made up for my blunder. No, more than just that. She sealed away the user of the evil eye and bought us valuable time. Well, no, it's not that simple. Why do I always end up letting my guard down too soon? Ghost might be gone for now, but Takamine might try to get revenge. Even if he doesn't, there's still the other worlder who's helping Ghost. Just because we've taken one person out of the equation for the moment doesn't mean we're safe. I stretch my hand toward my phone, but it doesn't reach. Alright, calm down, me. I need to break my habit of panicking the moment I realize there's danger. I can't even walk right now. There's no way I can go bring Sora back. Besides, I'm sure she's fine for now. I just have to wait. Well, she might be running away from us to, you know, gather her bearings or something. She might be crying while where she's not in eyesight. After all this time, we finally know for sure who the user of the evil eye is. We also know her goal is to kill other users and steal their artifacts. However, we still have no way of stopping her. As a result, Sora put herself at risk just to hold ghosts at bay. I think back to the guy who caused the fire at school. He'd lost all semblance of sanity, and his powers were going berserk. That's the price you pay when your stigma erodes you completely. But Sora's still sane, and Sophie said she'd keep an eye on things. So I guess that means I don't have to worry just yet. But there's no telling what might happen next time. If Sora is forced to use that much of her power again, I can't afford to screw up that badly a second time. I need to get stronger. If the artifact I've made a contract with won't be of any use, then maybe I can't just let others protect me. I need to be able to protect them too. I never want to see Sora looking that sad again. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna train your body? Training your body is not gonna take like just a couple of weeks, Kakeru. It takes years. Sora let me use the bed last night. I mean, it's my bed, so it's not like I should need permission. But I still couldn't get much sleep. It's just so weird not being able to feel two of my limbs. Every time I was about to doze off, I tried to roll over and realized I couldn't. And then I was wide awake again. I've actually experienced that thing you call sleep paralysis a couple of times. When I, wake up from like some sort of nightmare or, just wake up in the middle of the night. And yeah, it's really scary not being able to feel or move your body at all. But I do think sometimes my dreams are a lot scarier than that, so sometimes when I actually wake up and I can't feel my body, I'm like, oh, whatever, and then I just go back to sleep. Because usually when I do wake up from a scary dream, the dream is like super fucked up. The sun was rising by the time I finally fell asleep. Like, my friend could actually vouch for that because sometimes when the dream is still very vivid in my mind, I actually text all of the occurrence to him. Really interesting stuff. That was barely 3 hours ago. It's 9 in the morning now, and I'm awake again. I don't want to mess up my sleep too badly, so I reluctantly decide to get out of bed. Sora's already awake. She's wearing a pair of earbuds and watching a video while she downs a glass of milk. As I struggle my way up, she realizes I'm awake and turns to look at me. It felt like she was going to say something else there. I can bend my elbow and my knee. The gray plaque afflicting my limbs has started to recede.
可動域がすげえ広がった。関節って大事だな。かなり楽だ。
よかった。結構溶けるスピード速いね。
これならあと 2,3 日くらいで完治するかもな。
学校ちょっとだけ休まないとね。
だな。
いいなあ、休めて。
学校嫌なのか？
そういうわけじゃないけど、ニーヤンといたいじゃん。
何言ってんだお前。
ドキッとしたでしょ、妹の愛に。
ばっかじゃねえの。
たまにはさ、優しい言葉かけろよな。
昨日かけただろ。
ああ、ちょっと一人で立てる？
大丈夫。
I carefully place my feet on the ground and get off my bed. Man, just being able to bend my knee makes a world of difference. I drag my lame right foot behind me and hobble to the bathroom. I'm able to brush my teeth just fine with one hand, but washing my face is a bit more of a challenge. Even with a functioning elbow, my petrified hand can't do much. You can just go to the shower, Kakeru, what the heck? Once I've washed my face, I towel myself off and return to the living room.
ほい、これパン。昨日買ってきたやつ。
お前は？
もう食べた。
そっか。
I sit down on the floor and unwrap the chocolate chip pastry Sora bought for me. As I start chowing down, Sora heads to the kitchen. A few seconds later, she returns and puts a cup down in front of me.
牛乳。
ありがとう。
She then sits back down and resumes watching her video. I focus on my breakfast.
あ、みやこ先輩とゆうき先輩に話したよ、昨日のこと。
ああ、うん。
すぐ返事来て、お見舞いに来たいって、二人とも。
俺のことも話したのか？
そりゃ話すでしょ。心配してたよ。ゆうき先輩は石化に興味ありって感じだったけど。
まあ、勇気はそうだろうな。何時頃？
ニーに寝てるから待ってって言ってある。何時ならいい？
別にいつでも。
じゃあ、みやこ先輩がお昼作ってくれることを期待して、今すぐでも OK って言っておこう。
飯か。申し訳ないけど、作ってもらえると確かにありがたいな。
コンビニお弁当じゃ栄養偏っちゃうしね。あ、期待してじゃなくて、ちゃんとお願いした方がいいよね。
I keep telling you guys, the convenience store food in Japan is amazing! God damn it, why are they actually playing down the convenience store food in Japan here? Maybe they don't want to sound arrogant or something.
だな。材料費こっち持ちでお願いしますって。
ほいほい。
Sora pulls out her phone and starts tapping away.
そういえば、お母さんからもメッセージ来てた。
なんて？
お兄ちゃん大丈夫そうって。
俺に直接聞けばいいのに。
辛いだろうから気を使ってるんでしょ。風邪って言っちゃったし。
ああ、そっか。
Did she say call? Yeah, call.
いいやん、お母さんとお父さんの心配とかを素直に受け取らないよね。
反抗期なのかもな。
だっせー。ま、風邪うつされたくないからそっちには行かないけどとかお母様おっしゃってましたけど。
そういうとこだよ、うちの親は。そういうとこだよ、本当。そりゃ俺も素直に受け取らないわ。
そう言いつつも心配してると思うけどね。まあ言ってたよ。お兄ちゃん男の子だからあんまりべったりしたら嫌がるよねとか。
I call bullshit, man. I call bullshit. I call neglectful parenting.
まあ、仮に本当に風邪だったとして、来るって言われてもいいって言っただろうけど。
ニーニがそんなんだから、お母さんなりにいい感じの距離保ってるんでしょ。お父さんは何も考えてなさそうだけど。
お前は意外と物事ちゃんと見てるな。
意外ってなんだよ。12時頃に来るってさ、二人とも。
わかった。
Sora puts on her phone and I go back to my breakfast. We've got about 3 hours to kill. There isn't much to do, so we end up spending most of the time lazing about. Just before the girls are supposed to arrive, I change my shirt and fix up my hair a little. The doorbell rings a few minutes before 12, and Sora goes out to greet our guests.
入って入って。お邪魔します。お邪魔します。
I like how that's being translated to, so this is your house. That's so bad. God. Kuja and Noah step into my apartment.
いらっしゃい。
Though I'm trying to make my petrified limbs as inconspicuous as possible, the two girls instantly notice them, and their expressions grow worried.
ニミくん、大丈夫？
ああ、見た目はこんなだけど、痛みもないし割と平気。
昨日は腕も足も曲がらなかったもんね。だいぶ良くなったよ。よく見せてくれる？
Noah squats down beside me, and Kujo follows suit. I rest my arm on the table and stretch out my legs so they can get a better look.
これが魔眼の力。衣服ごと石化しているのね。
ああ、だから切って脱ぐしかなかった。
触っても
力入れないなら砕けると治らないらしいから。
Noah traces my petrified pant leg. Pant leg? What? What does that even mean? With her index finger. Pant leg? What? What does that mean? I don't even know what that word means. Pant? I know panting, but what the fuck does this word mean in this context?
質感は
石と変わりないわね。まさに石か。
本当に無事でよかった。ごめんね、大事な時にそばにいられなくて。
いや、完全に油断してた。油断していい状況じゃなかったのにな。俺の判断ミスだよ。
敵の目的はあなたを殺すことだったの？
目的っていうか手段だな。あいつの本当の目的は。
はいはい、お茶入れましたよ。ニーニじゃなくてテーブル囲んで座りましょう。あ、そうね、お茶ありがとう。
いただくわ。
Kuja and Noah head over to the table, and I pull my arm and leg back. Sora sits down as well, then explains everything that happened. About how Ghost's true objective is to steal artifacts, and thus why she's trying to kill users. I guess Ghost is trying to not antagonize the commander, because the commander might actually have a surprisingly useful artifact. Because, you know, that's the reason why she's probably keeping it down low when they're meeting up, right? I mean, I wouldn't really understand why else she would be keeping them in check if the commander isn't actually strong with his artifact. Sora also explains that though she managed to make Ghost disappear, she'll come back eventually. And when she does, she'll try to kill me again. No, not just me, but all of us.
アーティファクト欲しさに人を殺すだなんて。
見下げ果てたけどね。生物に選ばれるべき人間ではなかった。
でも、ごめんなさい。なんだろう、ぼーっとしちゃった。ソラちゃんの能力でしばらくは大丈夫なんだよね。
Huh? What happened there?
消しだった。
アークエネミーはゲヘナへと落ちた。しかしあくまでも時間稼ぎ。奴は煉獄の谷から這い上がり、再び私たち光の使徒の前に現れる。
I think Gehenna is something from the Bible. I actually don't know the English names for the Bible areas, guys. I read my Bible in like Indonesian. So yeah.
だいたいそういう感じなんじゃないですかね。
I'm not Christian though, but I went to a Christian school.
そう。状況は把握した。
Noah downs her tea and gets to her feet.
ごちそうさま。
もう帰っちゃうの？
ええ。様子を見たかっただけ。長居するつもりはない。
じゃあ私もこれ。
Kujo takes a few neatly wrapped boxes out of her bag.
片手で食べやすいようにおにぎりとあとサンドイッチ、唐揚げとウインナーと卵焼きも。
Thanks.
わざわざお家で作ってきてくれたんだ。私もすぐに帰るつもりだったから冷めちゃって申し訳ないけれど。
You just microwave it, so I still appreciate that.
いや、本当に助かるよ。ありがとう。材料費は？
今日は私が。せめてこれくらいは。
ありがとう。味わって食べるよ。
じゃあ私も帰るね。またね。何か困ったことあったらいつでも呼んでね。飛んでくるから。
ありがとう。結城もわざわざ来てくれてありがとう。
お大事に。
She didn't say that, damn you. Oh my god, she actually said something normal there. With that, Noah heads for the door. I mean, it's something she would say for sure, but I'm about to get up to see her off, but Kujo waves me back down with a no need to get up on our account. Since walking is still a bit of a chore, I gratefully relax back into my seat. Kujo waves farewell and follows Noah to the door. Sora goes after her to see them both off. I hear the door open, then close. There's a loud click as Sora locks it. She then returns to the living room.
一 ランチしたかったけどすぐ帰っちゃったね。
気を使わせちまったな。
食べよっか。
だな。ありがたくいただこう。
その前に少し時間をもらうわよ。
As I'm reaching out to the box of food, Sophie appears above us. You know, Sophie, you've been eating food while we were speaking before, so I don't see why we can't do the same thing. I reluctantly lean back and rest my hand in my lap.
どうせならみんないる時に出てくればよかったのに。
みやこだけならそうしたでしょうけど、これ以上リスクを背負いたくないのよ。
結城先輩も仲間なのに。
分かっているけど、あの子めんどくさそうなんだもの。
そっちが本音か。
そんな話はどうでもいいのよ。石化溶け始めているようね。
ああ、話してくれるんだよな、全部。
そうね。魔眼について話してあげる。
Sophie floats down to the table and heaves a weary sigh before beginning her story.
あなたも知っての通り、魔眼の発動トリガーは視線を合わせること。目が合った瞬間石化が始まる。そらすことも瞬きも許されない。あっちがそらすか完全に石化するまでね。何？
なんでそれ最初に教えてくれなかったの？知ってたらお兄ちゃん石にならずに済んだじゃん。
That's true? Sora glares at Sophie. I'm astonished. Sora practically never gets angry. Sophie turns to Sora and evaluates her calmly. For once, she doesn't act evasive or insulting. Instead, she gives Sora a serious reply.
それについては悪かったと思っているわ。でも立場上話せないこともあるのよ。
Oh, she's done?
何話せないことって絶対教えておくべきことじゃん。目を合わせちゃダメって。
Also, it doesn't seem to apply to that otherworlder that's helping Ghost.
アーティファクトに関する情報の開示に慎重なのよ。前回は話しすぎて大変なことになった。
Yeah, I guess she's talking about the pyromaniac guy who got killed by Kujo.
人を信じすぎると混乱が大きくなるの。理解してちょうだい。
でも
もういいよ、ソラ。発動条件はソフィーから聞かなくても分かってただろ、あの文献で。
そうだけど、目を合わせなければ防げるってそこまでは知らなかったじゃん。
そうだが、対面した時点でほぼアウトだろ。チラッとでも見たら終わりなんだ。俺の不注意だったんだ。だからそんなに怒らなくていい。悪いのは俺だ。
True? Rationally, Sora knows I'm right, even if emotionally she can't accept it. She backs off with a pout. I smile and nod at her, telling her thanks for getting mad for my sake, before I wave at Sophie to continue.
とにかく魔眼に睨まれたらそれで終わり。自力では抗えない。
けど、誰かが視界を遮ってくれればか。ソフィーが横切った時、金縛りが解けたんだ。そういうことだよな。
Yeah, so we gotta have multiple people, at least.
ええ。だから1対1を避ければ魔眼から逃れることは容易よ。
I think she did actually say this in the previous chapter.
なるほどな。おかげで助かったよ。ありがとう。
いいのよ。情報を出し渋ったのも助けるかどうか迷ったのも事実だし。
Sophie sighs and I give her a wry smile. I want to thank her for looking out for Sora, but since Sora still seems angry with Sophie, now's I don't think should be there. Now's kind of an awkward. Yeah, see? Now's a kind of awkward time to say it. Now's a kind of, I don't know. In my mind, it's like nice, and now's kind of an awkward time to say it. That makes more sense, but maybe this is also right? I don't know. Instead, I fill the silence with something else that comes to mind.
石化した時はかなり絶望したが、治らないと思った、これ。
死んだらおしまいよ。最初の子、指先だったかしら。
ああ、人差し指だったな、確か。そこの爪だけ石化していなかった。
表面だけだったのでしょ、石になったのは。おそらく全身が石に覆われた後もかろうじて生きていたのでしょうね。
爪が解除された時点で死んだってことか。
But by the time the petrification around her nail came undone, she was already dead?
無謀すぎるでしょ、それ。
Really?
ああ、そうだな。あいつは狂ってる。
Well, we don't know if that time she was actually... Well, maybe she was the artifact user of that wind thing. That was her first skill.
見る限り魔眼の扱いに相当慣れてきたようね。今は体の内部まで石になっている。
So if that was her first skill, I don't know whether or not she would have an artifact that would camouflage herself into a different person. So maybe she only has 2 artifacts, but that's a bit too presumptuous of me to just think that she only has 2. The other worlder might have given her an extra artifact, right?
即死ではないけれど、胴体の一部が石になった時点でほぼアウトね。そこで進行が止まっても、臓器が石になってしまったらおしまい。
その後、石になったユーザーを砕いてアーティファクトを奪うか。
She didn't destroy the first one though. Why is that?
わざわざ砕かなくてもいいじゃん。いや、殺すなって話なんだけどさ。
Maybe because she found it pretty quickly.
手っ取り早いとは言えないけれど、確実なのよ。1対1の状況で視線を合わせる。あとは待つだけ。あの子が持っている他のアーティファクトで相手を攻撃し死に至らしめるよりもはるかに楽。だからあなたたちも知っての通り、イーリスも魔眼を使ってアーティファクトを回収したの。
ソフィーの口からそれを聞くのは初めてだな。やっぱりイーリスは魔眼の使い手だったのか。
少し話しすぎたわね。え、そうよ。
手放した魔眼がこっちに流れ着いたってことだよな。
その解釈でいいわ。
Why would she relinquish such an artifact? That thing clearly has too much firepower.
なんでそんな危ないもの手放したんだろう。厳重に保管とかしておいてほしいよね。
Exactly my thoughts, Sora.
いろいろとあるのよ。いろいろとね。魔眼については以上よ。
God, I really hate the fact that we're being withheld so much information. Why are we even helping you out, Sophia?
話が前後してしまったことは改めて謝罪するわ。ごめんなさい。
ソフィーからごめんなさいなんて言葉が聞けるなんてな。
Sorry guys, I'm more of a give and take sort of person. Clearly, we're only giving stuff to Sophie by offering her help and not really taking anything.
これでも責任は感じているのよ。もう少しあなたたちを信用すべきだったわ。
でもまだ隠し事はあるんだろ。
当然よ。
Sophie scoffs. After a few seconds, Sora looks awkwardly up at her.
昨日フォローしてもらったのに急に怒ってごめんなさい。
フォローした記憶はないし、あなたの怒りはもっともよ。他に何か聞きたいことはある？
え？私は
ないの？本当に？
別に。
そう？それならいいけれど。かけるは？
いや、俺もいい。今。
そう？
Sorry,
じゃあ
Kakeru.
私は行くわ。レイヤーだったかしら。今のところ動きはないわよ。まだ気づいていない。
わかった。一個だけあったな、聞きたいこと。ゴーストに協力している異世界人は？
特定中。
そうか。ゴーストが復活したらすぐに教えてほしい。
わかってるわよ。じゃあね。今はゆっくりと休みなさい。
Sophie floats up and vanishes through a rip in space. I stare at the spot she disappeared from for a few seconds, then look back down at the table.
じゃ、食うか。いただきます。
いただきます。
We unwrap the lunchboxes and open the lids. They're packed to the brim with rice balls, sandwiches, fried chicken, sausages, omelets, cherry tomatoes, stir-fried spinach, and chopped burdock with a soy sauce glaze. Making me hungry, Kakeru!
遠足とかでテンション上がる感じのお弁当。
俺さ、こういうの好きなんだよな。パリッとしたのじゃなくて、しっとりした海苔。
I actually really like the soft nori too. That's why I really like it when it's on ramen. I pick up one of the rice balls and take a bite. Sora follows suit.
うまっ。どうすか、ニーヤン的には。
うまい。
違うよ、そうじゃねえよ。
なんだよ。
美少女のクラスメイトが握ったおにぎりはどうかって聞いてんだよ。
何言ってんのお前。
美少女のクラスメイトの手汗が染み込んだおにぎりはどうだって聞いてんだよ、あたしゃ。
何切れてんだよ。うまいよ。そりゃうまいよ。
The fact that she says that makes it really disgusting in my mind. What the fuck, Sora?
みゃーこ先輩の写真つけて売れば人儲けできそう。
クズかよお前。買うわ。
あたしが握ったのと。
九条。
いや、早えよ。せめて最後まで聞けよ。最後まで聞いた上で答えろよ。
じゃあ言えよ。言ってみろよ。
あたしが握ったのと、みゃーこ先輩が握っ。
九条。
だから早えよ。ニーニの何それ、昆布？
うん。
私のおかかだった。全部具が違うのかな。みゃーこ先輩すんごい手間かけて作ってくれてるね。
唐揚げもうまい。
可愛くて性格も良くて料理も完璧とか。同じ人間とは思えませんな。ほんとだ、うまっ。
Sora wolfs down her lunch like a starving animal. I eat too, albeit at a slower pace. I can't thank Kujo enough. That was the best damn lunch I've had in a while. The two of us spend the rest of the day hanging out in my apartment. We eat the leftovers from Kujo for dinner and pass the time watching movies. As far as I can tell, the petrification hasn't receded much further. I was kinda hoping it'd make real progress over the day, and I'd be cured by tomorrow, but I guess I was asking for too much. I wonder if it only heals in my sleep, or if there's some other condition that has to be met for it to go away. At any rate, it looks like I'm gonna be stuck with these stone limbs for at least a few more days. A few days more. Ugh!
ミミ、お風呂掃除終わったよ。
I don't know why they changed that up, you know? Sora walks into the living room. Since yesterday, she's been taking care of all the chores. Normally, she's a cocky little brat, but it's times like these that I remember I'm blessed to have such a good sister. And I must never, ever tell her that, or it'll go right to her head.
今日は入るでしょ。
そうだな。中途半端に元に戻ってるズボンを濡らすのがちょっと嫌なんだが、乾かすのめんどくさそう。
切っちゃえば？どうせもう履けないんだし。
そうか。そりゃそうだな。切るか。
やってあげる。
悪い。頼む。
Sora grabs a pair of scissors and hunkers down in front of my leg. She skillfully cuts through the cloth that's unpetrified since last night.
切りにくい。
あんまり引っ張らないでくれよ。なんかいろいろと持っていかれそうだ。
分かってます、分かってます。石になってるところ完全にひっついてるね、足と。
たまに痒くなるんだよな。何も感じないはずなのに。
ああ、あれだ。あれでしょ。なんだっけ。あ、ファントムペイン。
That's true?
言いたかっただけだろ、それ。うん。でも近いのかもな。手足がないようであるっていうか、変な感じだ。
早く治ればいいけど。よし、切れた。
ありがとう。先入っていいか？
いいけどまだお湯張ってないよ。掃除しただけ。
シャワーで済ませるからいい。
ちゃんと湯船浸かればいいのに。
治ったらな。
I grab my towel and a change of clothes from the closet, then head to the bathroom. You know,
脱ぐの手伝おうか。
Sora, come on. I was gonna say, like, the Japanese way of showering and then taking a soak is actually really nice. I don't really, I don't really, soak in the bathtub a lot, but whenever I do, I always feel a lot more relaxed, yeah. The reason why I shower is just because showering is just way quicker.
いいよ、大丈夫。
With a bit of effort, I managed to pull off my clothes and throw them into the washing machine. I enter the bathroom, close the door, and turn on the shower. Better not come with me, Sora. Just as the water starts steaming, I see a silhouette outside the door. From the looks of it, Sora's fiddling with the washing machine.
こんな時間に洗濯機回すなよ。
なあ、しないよ別に。
ああ、そ
背中流してあげようと思って。
う。いいって、そんなの。
遠慮するなするな。
してねえって。
でももう脱いじゃったし。
は？
お邪魔します。
Why does this game do this to you?
は？
Sora flings open the door and waltzes in, buck naked. Wait, no, seriously. What the hell is this girl thinking?
ほら、洗ってあげるよ。座りなよ。
すごい堂々としてる。
ほら、洗ってあげるから。ほら。
Sora, this is kind of weird. At least wear a fucking towel. Overwhelmed by her enthusiasm, I obediently sit on the stool.
よし、頭洗おっか。先に。
She tilts the shower head toward me, puts some shampoo in her hands, and starts running them through my hair.
雑だな、おい。
I guess I can show you guys the CG, but I can't show you guys the boobies. You know, when she was showing her sprite. Why does it feel like she got an upgrade, you know, on the CG here compared to her sprite?
これから優しくなるから。美容院のごとき心地よさになるから。
It's like they added an extra cup.
つかさ、お前さ、
何？
何脱いでんだよ。
だってこの後普通に入るし。
アホかよ。
アホじゃないよ、賢いよ。
せめて隠せよ。
別に見えてないからいいでしょ。
さっき見えてたっつうの。
気にすな。私もニーニーの見えてるし。
頼むからさ、もっと恥じらいってやつをさ。
持ってますよ。家族なんだから意識する方がおかしいでしょ。
I still don't understand how this is gonna lead into us romantically being in a relationship with Sora. I don't see it.
いや、限度があるよ。家族でも限度がありますよ。
こんなの全然セーフでしょ。妹に浴場してるニーニーがおかしいよ。
してねえよ、ぶっ飛ばすぞ。
切れてるところが怪しい。やだ、襲われる。何？照れてんの？
人のため息をポジティブに受け取るな。
別にいいじゃん。初めてじゃないじゃん。よく一緒に入ってたじゃん。
今みたいにお前が無理やり入ってきたからだろ。
ニーニーが中学に入ってからはやめたじゃん。
ガチギレしたからな、俺が。
あれほんと怖かった。
お前が泣きわめいたせいで、あの後俺が怒られたんだからな。空をいじめるなって。
違うの、あたちが悪いの。で、さらに泣いた気がする。
おかげでさらに怒られた。空のせいにしてって。
そっか、そうやって虐げられてきたからニーニーはひねくれたわけだな。
お前が言うな、お前が。
終わりにご奉仕させていただきますんで。
この状況でその言葉のチョイスはおかしいだろ。
何を想像してるのかな。
ついなあ。
あれでしょ、知ってるよ私。体にボディーソープつけてこすりつけるんでしょ。
どこでそういう知識仕入れてんのお前。
Porn?
そんなもんネットにいくらでも転がってるでしょ。よし、任せなさいよ。
おいバカ、本気でやろうとするな。
できるって。
できるできないの話はしてねえよ、アホか。
I leaned forward as far as possible, trying to escape the sensation of Sora's breast pressing against my back. Holy shit, this girl's serious!
なんだよ、洗ってあげるって。
もういいよ、頭もいい。
まだ途中だよ。
十分だよ、ありがとう、助かった。
I stand up and rinse myself off.
ちゃんと洗わないと。
流せば十分。
And when I'm done, I throw open the door and flee the bathroom. Man, you're weird, Sora.
私のタオル使わないでよ。
I wonder if Sora's name is like a reference to, Yosuke no Sora from Kasuga no Sora, but I don't know.
分かってるよ。
Like one of the craziest incest anime back when I first watched it. I think that was back when I was in middle school. I towel myself off, grab my clothes, and hobble to the living room. I haven't actually played the visual novel for that. Flustered, I throw my clothes on and plop down onto the bed. I'm still a little shaken. I can't believe I was getting turned on by my own sister. Nah, I wasn't really, but I am still a little unnerved. Sora tends to act on impulse, so it's not uncommon for her crazy antics to surprise me, or even piss me off. But she'd never do anything outright wrong. Whenever she gets close to the line of what's acceptable, that's when she stops and thinks better. I'm pretty sure she's got her head on straight, but I've got a bad feeling. I'm far from certain, but I can't shake this nagging premonition. I just pray I'm wrong. But even as I pray, I can't help but frantically try to organize my thoughts. If my fears turns out to be true and matters come to a head, what can I do? What would be the right thing to do? I mean, just deny her? I mean, as I said, Kakeru, my head is fully rational. I already got it in my head that my sister cannot be my romantic partner. I was hoping that when I woke up the petrification would have healed all the way to my wrist and ankle. But unfortunately, it's barely receded at all. I think the parts that already healed weren't petrified all the way to the bone, which is why they took so little time. The rest of my arm and leg have been petrified all the way through, which is why they're taking longer to get better. At least that's my guess. It sucks, but there's nothing I can do except wait. We don't have any guests coming over today, so the plan is just to take it easy with Sora. However,
Sora, 暑い。ふーんじゃなくて。
これさ、原作だと主人公クレバーなのにちょっとバカすぎない？開始10分で正体バラしちゃったよ。
Sora ignores my subtle plea to get off of me and starts talking about the show we're watching. She's been like this ever since I woke up. The whole day, she's been hanging on my arm. Heck, practically sitting on my lap. Normally, we eat breakfast sitting across from each other, but today she just plunked down right next to me like it was perfectly ordinary. Sora, what the fuck is going on? I get up from my seat.
どこ行くの？
トイレ。なんでついてくるんだよ。
次、私。
あっちで待ってりゃいいだろ。
別にどこで待っててもいいじゃん。
She really doesn't want to be apart from me. I finish up my business and return to the living room.
なんで待っててくれないの？
なんで待たなきゃいけないんだよ、アホかよ。
Sora plops down next to me with a pout. I mean, we're inside of a house, Sora. If this was like in a mall or somewhere else, I would have waited for my sister too. But come on! And promptly wraps her arms around me again. No matter how hard I try to pull her off, or how cold I act toward her, she won't let go. Man, put this together with last night and
どうしたよ。
何がよ。
なんか話したいことあるなら聞くぞ。
別にないけど。
あるだろ。遠慮すんな。
なんってば、ニーニがちっとも甘えてくれないから代わりに私が甘えてるだけ。
甘えるって。なんで俺が。
言うか、そういうこと。手足が石になってんのにさ。ニーニ平然としすぎなの。もっと頼ってよね。
頼ってるだろ十分。家事とか全部させちまってるし、飯の買い出しだって。
そうじゃなくて、精神的につらいよってすがりついてくれたら、よちよちってしてあげるのに。
Do you not know your own brother, Sora?
するかよ。
しろよ。おっぱい揉むくらいは許してあげるから。
お前な。
何？恥じらい？誰にでも言わないよ。ニーヤンだから言ってんの。
それはそれでおかしいだろ。
I agree!
もういいから黙って。今いいところだから。
はいはい。
Sighing, I shift my attention back to the laptop screen. I accept my fate as a human hug pillow and spend the next few hours cuddling with Sora. After the show finishes, she puts on a foreign drama. Evening comes. And soon evening has passed into night.
面白いけど、見るのに体力いるね、これ。
内容がハードだな。
シーズン1はあ、もうこんな時間じゃん。ご飯買いに行かないと。何食べたい？
空が食べたいものでいいよ。
いっつもそれじゃん。ニーニが食べたいもの食べたいから希望を言いんしゃい。
じゃあカレー。
カレー？そこいちってテイクアウトできるっけ？
できる。
じゃあそこいちにしよう。何カレー？
シーフードカレー。トッピングにフィッシュフライ。
贅沢かよ。私もそれに
What
し
the
よ
hell? Sora finally disentangles herself from me, grabs her wallet, and gets to her feet.
う。じゃあ行ってくるね。
気をつけろよ。
わかってます。明るい道を通るし、人気のない場所も避けます。行ってきまーす。
You could have ordered takeout, delivery, I mean. Sora waves and walks over to the front door. She puts on her shoes, opens the door, and steps outside. After she leaves, I let out a small sigh.
ソフィー、いるか？
A hole in space appears immediately. A familiar stuffed animal appears from the rift and settles down on the table.
何かしら？
ゴーストは？
何も知らせていないのが答え。
じゃあ異世界人の方も？
何もないわね。報告できることは。
高峰は？
動きなしね。まだ気づいていない。リングだったかしら。電話のメッセージの返事がないことを不審がってはいるけれど。
空が報復に遭う危険もなしか。
そのために呼び出したの？何かあれば知らせるって言ったじゃない。せっかちね。
違う。聞きたいことがあるんだ。
なに？
スティグマの侵食ってやつ。具体的にどういう症状が出るんだ？
Oh, is that how they're gonna try to explain Sora's weird behavior?
そうね。まちまちではあるけれど、大体は感情の制御ができなくなって欲望に忠実になるわね。末期になるとあなたも知っての通り、力が暴走して理性を失い発狂する。空にその兆候が見られるの？
Yeah?
いや、そこまでじゃないんだが。
はっきりしないわね。
ソフィーから見てどう？
別にとしか言えないわね。まだ空のことはあまり知らないし、ブラコンなのねとしか。
だよな。
確かに今日は顕著だったわね。ずっとあなたにべったり。 今まではなかったの？
ここ数年はそうだな。ある程度の距離感は保ててたんだが、昔は今みたいな感じだったんだ。いつも俺のそばにいて、テレビに熱中してる時とかに俺がそばを離れたりすると、お兄ちゃんがいないって大泣きして、風呂もそう、トイレにもついてきたがる。友達と遊ぶのもそうだ。俺と一緒に
Sora?
空はすぐに泣くんだ。
You feel like a pretty handful little sister. But I guess Kakeru is the one that actually spoiled you into becoming that sort of person.
さすがに中学入ったくらいからは落ち着いてきたんだが、今でも強いストレスを受けたりすると昔みたいに俺に甘えたがる。ここ最近普通じゃないことの連続だ。空もかなりストレスになってると思う。だから用事帰りって言い方は大げさだが、
つまり、
Oh, sorry about that.
特に異常な行動ではないということね。
そうだな。異常ってほどではない。
それなら心配ないわよと言ってあげたいところだけれど。
Sighing, Sophia raises both her tiny arms in a shrug.
付き合いの長いあなたが違和感を覚えたのならば、異常の前触れと考えた方がいいでしょうね。
アーティファクトとの契約を解除する方法を教えてくれ。あるんだろ？
あるけれど。
教えられないか。空の能力が解除されるとゴーストが野放しになるから。
あなたはどう思っているか知らないけれど、そこまで冷淡じゃないわよ。私は準備はもう進めている。
No, I do think you're that heartless, Sophie.
そうなんだ。
けれどその準備がまだ整っていないの。錬成には時間がかかる。
錬成？薬か？
アンブロシアという霊薬があるの。仮死状態にすることでアーティファクトを騙し、契約を解除する。
仮死状態か。
魂を休眠させると表現した方が正しいかしら。実際に死ぬわけではないわ。眠りにつくだけ。
そこまで物騒な薬じゃないってことか。
ただし
Sophie's voice grows serious. I can tell whatever's coming isn't going to be good, and I furrow my brows in worry.
人を殺すことなくアーティファクトを回収できる薬だから当然ストックはあるわ。そのストックを空に使うこともできる。
Why are you telling me this?
できない理由があるんだな。
はるか昔に枝分かれしたとはいえ元は同じ人間。けれど私たちはアーティファクトを扱えるよう進化し、あなたたちは科学と呼ばれる力を発展させた。魂という概念にあなたたちは無知で、その扱いにとても未熟。刺激が強すぎるようなの、従来のアンブロシアは。
They're saying it might actually kill her?
前回こちらの世界の人間に使用したらそのまま目覚めなかったわ。
マジかよ。じゃあ実質アンブロシアってやつでは契約の解除はできないのか。
That's why they're making a new one.
最後まで聞きなさい。あなたたち用に効果を弱めたアンブロシアを今作らせているの。ゲートが開いた時点で錬成を始めたからもうすぐできるけれど、あと数日はかかる見込みよ。
そうか、数日か。それなら
楽観視もできないけれど今の状態なら大丈夫でしょうね。
もしスティグマの侵食の影響はないって結論が出ても、その薬を使わせてくれるか。
力を完全に御しているなら使う必要はないわよ。暴走の心配なんてないから。
そういうのに関係なく契約は解除させたい。やっぱり空はこういうのに向いてない。
妹思いね。まあいいわよ。結論なんてそう簡単に出せないし、暴走されるのも後味悪いし。錬成が完了したら1本あげるわ。好きに使いなさい。
ありがとう。
I bow my head to Sophie. I expect Sora's gonna be pissed, but I want her to get rid of her artifact as soon as possible. The ability to manipulate someone's presence is a powerful weapon to have on our side, but I don't want Sora risking herself. Plus, if she relinquishes her artifact, I should be able to take it in her place. I'm sure that'll be for the best.
他に何かある？ないのなら帰るわよ。あなた、気軽に呼び出しすぎなのよ。
悪い。もう
Go now. But right as I'm about to finish my sentence, I think of something else. It's not urgent, but it's been in the back of my mind since this conversation started. I was so focused on the immediate questions that I almost forgot to ask.
聞いていいか。
答えられるかは質問による。
そんな薬があるのに、どうしてイリスはユーザーを殺して回ったんだ？
Fair?
殺して回る？こちらではそういうことになっているの？
伝承ではそうなってる。ユーザーを1にしてアーティファクトを回収していたみたいだ。
Sophie seems both interested and somewhat displeased. She already admitted Iris was the Evil Eye's original user, but it seems those old legends are less accurate than I give them credit for. At least, I assume that's why she looks unhappy. Sophie mulls my question over for a few seconds.
これくらいなら話していいかしらね。私の所属する組織のことは話したわよね。
セフィロトだよな。アーティファクトを管理している。
その通り。実はセフィロトは2つ存在するの。わかりやすく言えば、そうね、穏健派と過激派といったところかしら。
ソフィーは穏健派ってわけだ。
そうね。できる限り犠牲は出さないよう立ち回る。もちろん必要であれば非常な決断もするし、命も奪うけれど。イーリスもやむを得ない状況下だけよ。ユーザーを石にしたのは。けれど、やむを得ない状況が常態化している連中がいる。
それが過激派。
そうなるわね。今までは互いに干渉することはできなかったけれど、別の世界で対立することになるなんてね。
ゴーストについている異世界人はセフィロトの過激派か。
断言はできないけれど、もしそうならあなたたちには代理戦争をさせていることになるわね。私たちの
代理戦争。話がどんどんでかくなっていくな。
Well, I guess the reason why she didn't tell us this like at the very beginning, it would have been a lot of info dumping, right? If she did tell us about this whole thing from the very beginning when we met up with her. So, to some degree, this sort of storytelling is not to my dislike. I do prefer this way of storytelling, you can say, compared to info dumping your ass for like, I don't know, 2 hours straight.
あまり気にしなくてもいいわよ。あちらも監視はしているでしょうけど、大きな干渉はできない。私のようにね。今は自分と空の心配をしていなさい。面倒なことは私がやるわよ。
誤解してたよ。
何？
結構優しいんだな。
Don't be so sure about that, Kakeru. Sophie smirks and slipped through her interdimensional rift. Man, she could have at least said something. I guess even if she's ultimately pretty nice, she's still a little twisted. Well, I guess that was a pretty cliched thing of me to say, so I can't blame her. Anyway, with this, Sora should be free of her burdens in just a few days. All that's left is to see whether I can manage without her. To be honest, I have my doubts. Even when I was backed into a corner, my artifact still didn't awaken. There's gotta be some kind of trigger to activate it though. I guess everyone else just knows instinctively how to activate it, while I...
なあソフィー、まだいるか？聞きたいことが。
あなたは私を気軽に呼びすぎ。
すみません。
こっちの都合を考えなさいよ。もう。
はい。
まったく。
Oh, she still came though. Sighing, Sophie ducks back down into her portal. She does have a point. I ought to be considerate of the fact that she's got her own life. But this is her own life. This whole mess is about her trying to fix the whole artifact situation thing. I muttered to myself to fill the uncomfortable silence. At any rate, being hasty won't help anyone. For now, all I can do is wait for Sora to come back home. Okay, nothing bad happened, but we are closing in to the very end.
じゃあ私行くね。お兄ちゃん一人で大丈夫？
End of the days for, you know, the previous chapter.
大丈夫だって。気をつけていけよ。
So something big might be happening soon.
へいへい。あ、欠席するって電話しなきゃだよね。
俺からおかんに頼んどく。
おい。ああ、行きたくないな。
サボんなよ。
くそ、余裕だな。行ってきます。
行ってらっしゃい。
I see Sora out the door, then return to the living room. Flopping down on my bed, I reflexively reach for my phone with my right hand before remembering it's petrified. My arm and leg seems to be doing better than yesterday. Still, at this rate, they'll take another 3 or 4 days to fully heal. Guess I'll be skipping an entire week of school. And while I could maybe hide my hand, there's no way to hide the fact that my leg is petrified. Now then, how am I going to explain this to Mom? I can try to tell her my cold is still bad, but I've never been sick this long before. She'll probably get worried. Whatever, just call her. I pick up my phone with my left hand and call home. After a few seconds, someone picks up.
もしもし、母さん。俺だけど。
お金は振り込みませんよ。
This is the first time we've heard her voice, I believe.
そのネタ好きだな。かけるだよ。詐欺じゃないってな。
That's actually a scam that's very common in Japan, by the way. The "it's me." Usually it targets like old people, so they would say that they're in trouble and they would give you like an account that to transfer the money to. And yeah.
あんた風邪大丈夫なの？
大丈夫じゃない。学校に休むって連絡しておいてくれないかな。
そんなにひどいの？お母さんそっち行こうか。
いいよ、大丈夫。一人の方が楽だし。
そう？薬ちゃんと飲みなさいよ。
わかってる。お願いね。
はいはい。お大事に。
Mom hangs up and I drop the phone onto my bed. Thank God she gave in so easily. I can't let her see what's happened to my arm and leg. Now that my only task for the day is done, I'm free to do whatever. If I want to be ready for the coming fight, I need to hurry up and figure out how to use my artifact. Supposedly, artifacts inform the user they contract with how to harness their powers. However, nothing like that has happened for me. If my artifact has a voice, I can't hear it. So the question is, how do I make that voice audible? How do I start understanding what it wants to say? After thinking about it for a long time, I finally hit on an idea. Meditation. According to Sophie, our two worlds were originally one. And the point of divergence was people learning how to use artifacts. Therefore, once upon a time, before the split, people in this world were able to use artifacts. Buddhism has a concept called Zen, where you focus your mind by cutting off all distracting thoughts. Considering how long ago the practice started, perhaps it was originally developed as a method to communicate with one's artifact. I don't think so. I think it was just a method for Buddha to reach enlightenment. So I don't think so, Kakaru. So if I can reach total concentration through meditation, I might finally be able to awaken my artifact's powers. I've got all day to try, so I may as well see how far I can get. Mark my words, oh artifact of mine. I'll find you if it's the last thing I do. I slide onto the floor and sit in a cross-legged, meditating position. Then I take a deep breath and let it out. Finally, I close my eyes. I do practice meditation, by the way. I've been meditating ever since I was in elementary school because back then each uh, each people's religion, like depending on your religion, you would actually split off into different classes and whatnot. Back when I was in elementary school, in high school and middle school, I started going to a Christian school. I slowly opened my eyes. So much for that plan. Longest time I meditate, I think, is about for 3 hours. But yeah, after like a couple of minutes, maybe like half an hour, you start to just phase out everything and become in a zen-like state, just like what Kakeru said. I wasn't even counting the hours. I was mostly just thinking about nothing, right? So in my mind, there's just like a blank space of just pure darkness. And after that, after I'm done, I'm like, huh, how much time passed? 3 hours. I guess I should have expected that. What kind of moron assumes Zen has anything to do with artifacts? Well, you are. I don't even know where my artifact is. Why did I think I'd be able to hear it? It's supposed to always be teleporting somewhere close to me, but I haven't seen anything artifact-like around me at all. Besides, everyone else is able to hear their artifact just fine without going through all this meditation crap. If I can't hear my artifact, then it's because I'm completely lacking in talent, or because my artifact is too weak to be noticeable, or because I'm actually not a user at all. No, that last one is impossible. Did I seriously think I just huddle up on the floor for a few seconds and zen up my powers when I don't even know the first thing about artifacts? Rather than wasting my time trying weird things, I'm better off asking someone who does know something about them. She'll probably be mad that I'm calling her again, but this is important.
Sophie, 少し話せないか?
I call out to her. No response. Either she's busy or she's ignoring me. Just as I'm about to give up, a black rift crackles into existence. Sophie pops up, looking visibly irritated.
何?
今いいか?
よくなかったら来ないわよ。早く要件を言って。
アーティファクトの覚醒の仕方を教えてくれ。
3分程度の瞑想じゃ目覚めないわよ。おバカね。
So he only did it for 3 minutes. Damn it! This asshole was watching me the whole time.
じゃあ、もっと長時間やればいいのか?
知らないわよ。
はあ?
言ったじゃない。自覚のないユーザーなんて前例がない。例外中の例外のアーティファクトの目覚めさせ方なんて知らないわよ。
じゃあ、さっき瞑想じゃ目覚めないって断言したのはなんだよ。バカとまで言ったぞ。
ノリよ。
I can't believe I ever said this jerk was a good person.
聞かれるまでもなく、知っていたら監視なんて回りくどいことはせずに、とっくに教えてるわよ。
そりゃそうか。俺がユーザーじゃないって可能性は？
ない。対抗力の話はしたでしょ。あなたとても高いのよ。
対抗力。アーティファクトの力に抵抗する力ってことだよな。
そうね。私の透明化のエンチャントや空の能力を見破るのもそうだし、睨み合っていた時間に対して石化の進行が遅い。
Well, at least now you actually tell us about this.
ゴーストもそんなことを言っていたな。
あなたがユーザーじゃなければ、そんな高い抵抗力を生まれつき持っていることになる。私はそんな人間を見たことがない。
でも九条の能力には普通にかかったぞ。スマホの所有権を記憶ごと奪われた。
それだけあの子の力が強力ということでしょうね。
なるほど。
Okay, so I'm completely useless for offense, but I have great defensive abilities. In that case, I can at least be everyone's meat shield. But that's not enough.
アーティファクトに選ばれなくても強引に契約する手段があるんだよな。
ええ。
教えてくれ。
無理。
Shot down. I expected that answer, but I thought she'd at least consider it.
この後に及んであなたを信用できないというつもりはないけれど、大きなリスクを伴うのよ。無責任に教えられないわ。
暴走だの発狂だのが待っているのなら、まあそうだよな。わかるんだが、
力を得たい気持ちもわかるけれど、落ち着きなさい。経験上、そういう人間ほど自滅しやすい。あなたがまずすべきことは自覚すること。得意点である。重要な局面で選択を迫られた時、モラルに反しようと誇りを失おうと最善を選択する覚悟を決めておきなさい。
What do you mean independent of pride or and morality? Are you talking about choosing like Sora in this route? You're creeping me out, Sophie.
あなたの行動が選択が運命を左右するのよ。
予知でもできれば活かせるんだろうけどな。
とにかく迂闊な選択はしないことね。いついかなる時も先を考える癖でもつけておきなさい。
先を、分かったよ。ありがとう。
どういたしまして。あなたのアーティファクトに関してはある程度見当がついているんだけれど。
じゃあ教えてくれよ。どんな力か。
不確かなことはあまり口にしたくないの。もっとも知ったところでどうにもならないでしょうし。
それはそうだが、
自分で探求なさい。案外それが覚醒の鍵かもしれないわよ。
Stop being so vague, you asshole. Sophia leaves me with that thought. She's probably tired of deflecting questions. So I need to be prepared to make the right choice at any given time. If I recall correctly, Sophie said before that it was the right decision to keep Sora by my side. When I asked her why, she brushed me off. But maybe I should try finding the answer on my own. If she says keeping Sora close to me was the right choice, maybe that means in another branch I didn't. In that branch, I likely didn't let her sleep over, so she didn't spend as much time with me. And then, as a result of keeping Sora close, I prevented Ghost from claiming a second and third victim. But why? Why did keeping Sora close influence Ghost's actions? What was that thing called? The butterfly effect? Apparently the smallest decisions I make cause huge ripples in fate. Somehow, keeping Sora by my side stopped Ghost from going on a killing spree. But hold up. Does that mean, like, my choice of what to have for dinner yesterday was of massive cosmic significance too? If I'd picked the katsu curry instead of hamburgers or something, would it have caused a change in the timeline? Maybe it's not just important decisions, but even trivial ones that can alter fate. I flop back down into my bed and roll around. The tiniest choice could save us, or doom us. If I wanted to harness my powers as a singularity, I need to be able to read the future. Well, I can, thankfully, Kakeru. If I get into a bad ending, I'd forcibly force myself to know which one is the wrong choice. I can only make the right choices if I know what happens as a result of them. But on the flip side, if I can figure out how to do that, I'll be unbeatable. Which sounds great and all, but how the heck am I supposed to get the power to read the future? I guess the fastest way would be to find a user with that power and bring them over to our side. Or if necessary, steal that power from them. I'm disgusted with myself for even thinking that. Could my stigma be eroding away at me as well? And I just don't know it. And I just don't know it? Is that why I'm imagining such horrible things? No, you're just an asshole, and I completely agree with your way of thinking. I close my eyes and try to banish those malevolent thoughts. You know, it's been a while since I was alone, all alone like this. At first, I found Sora's constant presence annoying, but now that she's not here, I'm a little lonely. I'm kinda used to being alone, really. And while I can actually function with a crowd or even with my family and whatnot, I do prefer myself being alone most of the time. Like 7 days Sorry. 6 days out of... no. 25 days out of 30, I prefer myself to be alone. Aside from answering a worried text from Kujo, I haven't done much of anything today. Now, maybe make it 28. Yeah, I am that much of an antisocial. After eating the sandwich Sora bought me for lunch, I just curled up on the floor and took a nap for most of the day. And now it's evening. Sora should be coming home soon. I get up and check my phone. Looks like she already sent me a message. Apparently, she's stopping by the house first to pick up some more clothes. I text back sounds good, then put my phone down. Now then, what to do? Well, I guess the problem is there's nothing to do. I seriously got nothing done today. Kujo offered to come by and cook me dinner, but I felt bad for always making her cook for me, so I declined. Maybe I really should have asked her to come. Who knows? I might have had a flash of inspiration if I discussed my artifact with someone else. Well, too late now.
Oh.
The doorbell rings, interrupting my thoughts. Maybe it's Kujo. No, she wouldn't drop by without calling first. It's probably some door-to-door salesman. I can hardly go out and talk to someone like this, looking like this, and if it's a salesman, I can just ignore them. Or maybe not.
おーい、いるの分かってるんだぞ。開けろ。
I recognize that voice. Miss Naruse, what's she doing here?
おーい、寝てんの？新見くん。かけるくん。
She mashes the doorbell while yelling at me. Why is she acting like a grade schooler visiting a friend? Shit, what do? I can't let her see me like this.
出てこないとこのまま連打し続けるよ。あと、小さい頃の恥ずかしい話を暴露するよ。
What's going on? Why is she here?
くそ。
She's so immature.
はいはいはい。
I hobble to the entryway as fast as possible, as fast as I can. I position myself so my right half is hidden from view and crack open the door.
やっと開いた。おーす。
どうも。ってあれ
Oh, sorry about that. Kusaka-senpai, of all people, peeks out from behind Miss Naruse. What the heck are they doing here together? Before I can dwell on it any further, Miss Naruse wedges a foot into the doorway.
入れたくないみたいな雰囲気プンプン出してるけど、上がらせてもらいます。
Miss Naruse shoves the door open. I'm in no condition to keep her out, and I end up stumbling a few steps backward.
風こじらせてる割に元気じゃん。
As she's taking off her shoes, Miss Naruse glances at me, then does a double take. Her expression grows grave. She's staring right at my stone leg. Crap!
ああいや
あ、テモじゃん。粘土遊びでもしてたの？
粘土あそうっすねそうっすちょっと肩取ってて
なわけないでしょ。
She was giving you a lifeline because she knew you were gonna fall into it. Come on, Kakeru! Wrecked. I'm not wriggling my way out of this one, am I?
詳しく聞かせて。あ、小坂さんも入って入って。
Kusaka-senpai stops fidgeting in the hallway and timidly enters my apartment. In sharp contrast, Miss Naruse struts in like she owns the place. Senpai follows Miss Naruse into the living room. I just stand there for a while, stunned. What the heck's going on? Why are these two together? And why did they come here?
何してんの？早くおいで。
はい
I'm guessing Kosaka-senpai was worried and wanted to visit us. She should have known where we lived though, because she's been here before. But I guess she wants someone to come along with her? Maybe she's actually close to Satsuki. Dragging my foot behind me, I limp into the living room. The two of them are already sitting down, so I take an empty spot across from them. Man, this is making me nervous.
最初にニーミくんの疑問に答えておきますと、
はい。
おばさんから電話があってね、風邪ひいて参っちゃってるなら仕事の合間に様子でも見に行ってやるかってね。
Oh, okay, I guess Kosaka-senpai was, you know, like, fumbling around outside our apartment.
わざわざありがとうございます。
はい。で、高坂さんはマンションの前でうろうろしてたから連れてきた。ニーミくんに用事だったんだよね。
Thank you, Satsuki. Actually, loitering around was the word I'm looking for.
だよね。よかった。何？付き合ってんの？
違いますから。先輩は、空ですよ。空の友達なんです。
なんだ、空ちゃんつながりか。つまらない。まあいいよ。
Miss Narsa narrows her eyes slightly and continues in the same lighthearted tone.
それってもしかしてちょっと前に騒がれてた事件と関係ある？見た感じ石みたいになってるけど。一応教師としてじゃなくて昔からの友達として聞いてるんだけどな、かけるくん。
This whole time I've been trying to think of a plausible excuse, but when she says that, I stiffen up. When I started going to school at Hakusen, I tried to be more formal and proper with Miss Naruse, partly because she was my teacher now, but mostly just because I was embarrassed. But right now, it's not Miss Naruse who's worried about me. It's Satsuki-chan, the caring older sister figure who's been looking out for me my whole life. I can't lie to her.
実は
I make up my mind and I tell her everything. No sugarcoating. No glossing over even the more outlandish parts. I tell her everything about the artifacts and about Ghost. I was suspecting you actually, Satsuki, so I kind of feel sorry for that. When I started, Miss Naruse, I mean Satsuki-chan, just stared at me blankly. But when she saw Kosaka-senpai nodding along, she slowly started to realize I wasn't bullshitting her. While I talk, her expression grows more serious, and when I finally finish, she sighs.
ちょっと整理させてね。
My friend was telling me, like, on Discord chat that he actually wants to see a freaking H scene with Satsuki, and I'm like, there's no way. But, we'll see, I guess.
はい。
かいつまんで話すと、神器が壊れたことをきっかけに超能力に目覚めた人がいるってことだよね。
そうですね。そうなります。
あ、今は敬語とかいいから、先生じゃないから今。で、この前の石化事件は超能力者による犯行であると。かけるくんはそいつを追っていて返り討ちにあったと。
そう。
で、様子を見る限り高坂さんも一枚噛んでいますと。そっか、伝承について調べてたの。そういうことね。ちょっと手見せてくれる？
I nod and put my arm onto the table. Satsuki-chan grabs it and looks over the parts that are still petrified.
これを見せられたら信じないわけにはいかないけど。警察には任せられないの？かけるくんが追いかけなくてもいいでしょ？
警察。その発想がなかったな。
こんな証拠があるんだし。でも入院だとか研究させろとかそういうことになったりもするのかな。
That's highly possible, actually.
それはちょっと勘弁だな。
そっちの事情はわからないからああしろこうしろって偉そうには言えないけど。
She lets go of my arm and sits back. I pull it back into my lap and look up at her. She folds her arms and closes her eyes. her brows furrowing in worry.
そっか、異世界に超能力か。じゃああれもそういうことなのかな。
あれ？
最近ね、声が聞こえたりするんだよね。あと何？変な夢を見たりして。
Are you also a user, Satsuki?
夢？どんな？
あれはもしかして神様の声とか予知夢とかだったりするのかな。
This is way too much of a coincidence. We just said we needed someone who could have seen into the future. This is I don't like how too much of a coincidence this is.
予知？
Don't tell me she's a user too, and one with the power of foresight. If that's true, then she can.
なんちゃって。
Okay, thank you, Satsuki. Thank you. Figures.
なんでそんな嘘つくんすか？
嘘って言い方やめてよね。冗談だよ、冗談。ニコジョーク。
She gives me a brief smile, but then her serious expression returns.
それ大丈夫なの？ちゃんと治るの？
大丈夫。多分あと3日もあれば。
3日ね。ちょっと私の理解を超えちゃってあまり軽はずみなことも言えないけど、何かあったら相談だけはしてよね。伝承と関係があるんでしょ？ちょっとは力になれるかも。
That's true. I mean, I don't have the same trust as Kakeru does, but he probably trusts you enough to want to confide in you.
ありがとう。
Confide,
も
there
し
we
何
go.
かあればちゃんと話すよ。
学校もしばらく病気ってことにしておいてあげる。おばさんの方にはどうしようかな。来ちゃったら困るよね。
めっちゃ困る。
じゃあなんとかしてみてなさい。
ああ、はい。自分で何とかします。
はい。ってことで元気にしてるのは確認できたから私は帰るね。
ああ、うん。ごめん、お茶も出してなかった。
君、先生に対してタメ口とは何事かね。
めんどくさいな、この人。
聞こえてるぞ。あ、これ今日の配布物。
ああ、ありがとうございます。
じゃあね。あとは2人でしっぽりとしたまえ。
しっぽりって、ちょっと。何意味深な顔で先輩の肩叩いてんすか？何なんすか？ニヤッとするな、ニヤッと。あんた本当に教師か？
はいはい。じゃあね、気をつけなさいよ。ひろひろと。
There's something wrong with you.
はい。ありがとうございます。
I have a feeling Sora's gonna come take a look at this and she's gonna be jealous. The fact that we brought Kosaka-senpai here. That's probably gonna be what she's thinking when she sees this situation.
あー、見送りはいいから。バイバイ。
Satsuki-chan, or I guess Miss Naruse, waves me off when I try to stand and heads over to the entryway.
じゃあねー。
はい。ありがとうございました。
Kakeru locked the door. The door slammed shut and I slumped back into my seat. Lock the door, Kakeru. Now then. And now I'm alone with Senpai. What do? I wasn't expecting this. I solemnly swear, sex is the last thing on my mind right now. I'm not hoping for any kind of romantic development. Nope, nope, nope. The two of us fidget around silently, though probably for different reasons. But eventually, the silence becomes too much for me to bear. I've got to say something.
今日はもしかしてお見舞いに来てくれたんですか？
She glances at me for a second and looks away. I know her well enough by now to understand that she's not ignoring me, but rather desperately thinking of how to reply. She's alone with a guy. It's got to be traumatic for her. There's no telling when she might swap over to her other personality.
空は まだしばらく帰ってこないんです。もし空に用事があるなら明日にしてもらった方がいいかもしれません。
She finally manages to speak, but all that comes out is faint stammering. Embarrassed, she blushes and shrinks back. Rather than rush her, I sit back and wait for her to feel comfortable speaking.
"石化のことですよね。ちょっと前まで肘の上まで石になってたんです。徐々に治ってきました。心配してくれてありがとうございます。
ごめんなさい。私がゴーストさんに息合わせてしまったようなものなので、もし私がリグベータに入ってなかったらこんなことにごめんなさい。
いえ、いずれこうなっていましたよ。俺たちはゴーストを追っていたわけですし、先輩かばってくれましたよ、あの夜。おかげで助かりました。ありがとうございました。
それはもう一人の私が帰ります。
あ、はい。今日はありがとうございました。
Kusaka-senpai looks down and gets to her feet. She turns around halfway, then stops as if she remembered something. I wait as she fidgets for a moment before suddenly pulling a small box out of her bag. Are those cookies?
ちゃんとしたもの買いたかったんですけど、コンビニのお菓子でごめんなさい。
ありがとうございます。いただきます。
お邪魔しました。
She bows to me, and she turns around and scurries toward the entrance. I follow after to see her off.
ありがとうございました。
お邪魔しました。
Well, Sora definitely did not see us, so I guess nothing happened there. No big drama or anything. I appreciate that. Senpai puts on her shoes, bows to me again, and leaves my apartment. She never did swap personalities. I guess that means she's gotten a little more comfortable with me. She even bought me cookies. Man, what's going on? First Kujo, then Kosaka-senpai. And I guess Noah was here too, technically. In the past 2 days, I've had 3 different girls come to my place. I know now's not the time to have my head in the clouds, but I can't help feeling a little happy. I guess in the end, I'm still a teenager.
アホか。
Yes, you are, Kaguru. I head back into the living room. Thank God Sora wasn't here for this. He'd never let me hear the end of it. I sit down on the floor and open the box of cookies. I never expected I would wind up spilling the beans to Miss Naruse. But the important thing now is, How will that choice affect future events? I hope it influences them in a good way. I munch on a cookie as I mull over my day. About an hour has passed since Miss Narsa and Senpai left. I hear the door open and someone walks in. I don't hear an "I'm home," but it's gotta be Sora. I stay where I am and wait for her to come into the living room. But she doesn't show up. Is it not Sora? Now I'm getting worried. I silently get to my feet and limp forward as stealthily as I can. I slowly pull open the living room door. Sora's standing right there. I almost ran right into her. She's using her powers. She seems surprised too, and she stares at me, rooted in place.
悪い。タイミング悪かったな。
あ、
おかえり。
ただいま。
What's wrong, Sora? Sora brushes by me and drops her bag onto my bed. I go back to my spot and sit down.
荷物少ないな。
え？
着替えは？
ああ、やっぱいいかなって。
何かあったか？
なんで？
妙におどおどっていうか、そわそわっていうか。
ああ、ご飯買ってくるつもりだったけど忘れちゃった。
なんだそんなことか。
着替えたら買ってくる。
いいよ。デリバリー頼もう。いつも買いに行ってもらうの悪いしな。
別にそんな大変でもないけど。
いいからちょっと待ってろ。
I wake up my laptop and open a delivery website.
好きなの選べ。
いいの？
どうぞ。
じゃあ。
Sora sits down next to me and pores over the options. She slowly scrolls the mouse wheel, perusing the restaurant list. Once she reaches the bottom, she scrolls back up instead of going to the next page.
ピザってあり？
あり。好きなのどうぞ。
本当にいいの？私の好きなので。
いいよ。注文済ませちゃってくれ。
Sora clicks the link for a delivery pizza place and happily goes through the menu. Pizza, huh? We're seriously splurging here. Pizza in Japan is pretty expensive. Fortunately, our parents don't mind that the two of us are always eating out or ordering delivery. I grumble a lot about how they're too nice to Sora, but when all's said and done, I pamper her a lot too.
M サイズ2枚。3枚？
Are you a fucking pig?
そんなに食えないだろ。
ニーニの明日のお昼にできるなって思って。
But they're still expensive, you know? Besides, wouldn't we just eat something else? Well, oh, she's thinking about tomorrow. I might not be able to go out too. She's right. Thanks, I guess, Sora.
2枚でも余るんじゃないか？サイドメニュー頼んだら？
そっか、サイドか。ポテトとフライドチキンとあとシーザーサラダ。飲み物はいらない？
せっかくだし、コーラ。
じゃあ私も。デザートはい
らない。
ほいほい。
Sora advances to the payment screen and fills out all the necessary information. She's actually memorized my address. That's kind of impressive.
できた。
ご苦労。
お金準備しといて。ご飯用の財布私のカバンに入ってる。
へいへい。
I pull Sora's bag over to me and fish around in it for her wallet. Meanwhile, Sora starts changing right in front of me. Even though she's the one changing in plain sight, she's probably gonna give me some bullshit about it like don't peek. Since I don't want to have to deal with that, I take her bag and get to my feet.
どこ行くの？
着替え終わるまで台所にいる。
いいよ別に。
俺が良くない。
いいってば気にしないから。
だから俺が。
言ってよ。
What's wrong, Sora? Her expression grows serious. There's a hint of desperation in her voice. Surprised, I turn around. Sora's staring intently at me. Sora's staring at me intently.
別に見なくていいからさ。いてよ。そばに。
わかったよ。
ありがとう。
I go back to my seat and turn away from Sora. The sound of rustling clothes. I don't know why, but it leaves me anxious. Sora's been trying to pretend nothing happened, but now I'm sure that's not true. If she's not telling me, either it's something I can't do anything about, or she doesn't want to burden me while I'm injured. She's more considerate than she looks, so chances are it's the latter. I could force her to spit it out, but... Damn it. Normally I just ask her what's wrong. Thanks to Sophie's lecture from earlier, I can't help but overanalyze every single decision I have to make. What's the right thing to do here? Do I get a choice?
お兄ちゃん
I'm gonna save my game.
セーブ画面だよ。セーブするよ。セーブしたよ。
Sora's slender arms wrap around me. She presses her weight up against me, warm and fragile.
なんだ空
好き。
It's so out of left field that for a moment my mind goes blank. This isn't a time to hesitate.
お前マジでどうした何があった？
聞いてくれる？
ああ聞くよ何でも言え兄ちゃんが解決してやる
ありがとう。あのね、
あ
ニーニのドラファンタクティクスのデータ。
I think she's still lying here.
あ
ニーニが何百時間もかけてステータスマックスにしたデータ消しちゃったの。
うん
あの最強の軍団はもういないの。私の雑魚軍団に消し去られちゃったの。ニーニ、私は待ってるよ。今さら怒るものか。俺はお前を許すって言葉を。
ちょっと離れて
やだ、
離れてくれる
嫌です。
離れろ
I think she's faking.
やだ、叩くもん。
叩かない
ほんと？
殴る
やだ、ごめんなさい、許して。
なんでさお前はさそういうことするかなつうかお前あの手のゲームやんねえだろわざとだろ
わざとじゃないです。ちょっとレトロなゲームやってみたかったんです。事故なんです。
事故ってお前さほんとさ俺の大事なものがどんどん失われていく
もうやんないでしょ。セーブデータ3年前だったよ。
Yeah, that's fair, Sora.
だけどそうだけどお前が言うなそれをお前が言うな
お兄たの大好き、許して。
うわぶっ飛ばして張り倒して
ごめんってば、本当に悪いと思ってるの。ごめんなさい。
おいやめろ締めるな俺の首を
ごめんなさい。
わかったって
許してくれる？
許しはしないけれども
許して。
Sora clings to me, sobbing out big old crocodile tears. I understand, of course, this is all just an act. She knows that I know there's something wrong, so she's trying to distract me, making stuff up so I don't worry about her. Should I push her? Should I tell her she doesn't have to pretend to be cheerful with me? This is something Sora doesn't want me to know. Maybe I'm making a mistake here. Maybe I'm just too soft. But in the end, I decide not to press her for answers. I'm so worried. But for now, I'll respect Sora's feelings. Just for now. I have a feeling that's gonna be something we regret, Kakeru. Okay, I think this is going to be where we end the episode. You know, surprisingly, we are at the 5th episode and we haven't seen an H scene at all. I'm mildly surprised at this. I mean, I hope there won't be an H scene with Sora because it would be pretty awkward. I just want to know whether or not we would, you know, transform into a romantic relationship or not. If it does, it's gotta be something really crazy to fit the narrative. If they just put in some Nuki magic, I'm gonna be so pissed. But if there's actually no romantic romantically involved scenes with Sora at all, I'm actually gonna be impressed with this game. I'm like, wow, thank you, game. You didn't actually put incest, because Kakeru clearly is not the type of person that would be into that sort of thing.
セーブするよ。
But alright.
セーブしたよ。
So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. No non-censoring needed so far. Well, I gotta censor out the sprite, but that's about it. I have a strong feeling we're gonna have an H scene though on the next episode. Gosh. So for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. Okay, people on Patreon, I'll see you guys tomorrow. People on YouTube, I'll see you guys in 2 to 3 days.